Good morning and welcome to a Cup of Joe with Joe. I don't know if I like that name. I think I'm going to change it. I'm going to go with Joe Rant or Delgado Rant. I think I like that better because essentially that's what this is. But I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope this helps get you prepared for the day. Get those creative juices flowing. Maybe get you a topic that you can think of for the rest of the day, maybe the week. Give you some talking topics to help you socialize if you're an introverted like me, and just overall maybe just help you out. My name is Joe Delgado, Indestructible Me. Follow, like, share, or send your hate over. Feedback. I love feedback. Don't worry, be happy. That's just something that I just wrote on the board. I got my smiley face shirt on, and I think that's a major thing that we need to all have. It's a behavior that we need in our lives. So if you're new to me, new to this channel, Indestructible Me, it's something that I'm creating to be another voice to help everyone, anyone. I don't think there's enough people that are trying to spread positivity in this world. There's too much hate. There's a lot of things I can say about this. It's a statistic with customer service. Every happy customer tells 2 people out of 10. Every unhappy customer tells 8 out of 10. And that's the same thing with positivity, right? The negativity is always going to outweigh the positive. You can be working for years and years and years, and you have one slip up and it eliminates all of it. Image is everything too as well, but don't worry, be happy. How do you get yourself out of a funk to make sure that you stay on track, stay positive? The world bogs you down. You got all these external forces that are pushing against you. I talked about yesterday, especially with adversity. I mean, life is a boxing match. You're fighting every single day. And on top of all of that, you have your mind that constantly is fighting against you too. So how do you battle that? Your mind is actually not trying to do anything negative. Yeah, subconscious mind, it's a protection mechanism. Anxiety, all of that, it's just protection. Anxiety is fear of the future, essentially. That's how I look at it. And it's just literally it's trying to protect you. Hey, don't go all in on this, or don't go all out, or don't try to put yourself to be vulnerable because you might be made fun of. It might not work. You might be doing all this work and it might not pay off, right? It's all this doubt. That's what doubt is. It's just your mind trying to protect you. Same thing with external forces and all of the people that want to give you advice. If you're starting a new venture, maybe you're starting a diet, starting a business, starting anything new in your life that is hopefully going to be positive, right? Another income stream, something like that. It doesn't matter. People around you are going to try to talk you out of it, especially if they're not doing as much as you, or doing the same things as you, or that activity or that venture is going to take time away from you socializing with them. because there's people that need to be socialized, and they need people around them all the time. And let's say if you're starting a business and it's starting to absorb a lot of your time, and you don't have time for that other person anymore, a friend, family member, what have you. They're gonna be really critical about that, because it's taking time away from you socializing with them. And maybe, yeah, you're a coping mechanism for them, or they have some narcissistic mentality, toxic traits. So, and that's what builds it up. But they're gonna give you a bunch of advice and try to talk you out of it. And I think the root cause of that is protection, no matter what. If I go out in the world today and I tell people that I have one meal, this is actually a true story. When I lived in Ohio, if you didn't know, I lived in Ohio for a little bit. I was new there. I was getting my hair cut, and the person that was cutting my hair knew that I was new there, and she just kept on, recommending restaurants for me to eat at, and she was probably trying to ask me out without. And I'm terrible at picking up those social cues, but I told her, something about, we got into a conversation about dieting, or like eating, what types of foods we eat. And it came out that I was eating one meal a day at that time too, as well. And she freaked out. She was like, "What? That's not healthy. That's not safe. You shouldn't do that." And instead of arguing, I just asked simply, where did you get that information? How did you, where did you get that from? Who told you that? And her response was, everyone. And I replied back with, well, everyone is pretty much unhealthy. So why am I going to want to listen to everyone? And I started talking about some of the reasoning behind eating one meal a day, stabilizing blood sugars, the whole autophagy, fasting, healing process, not consuming hormones, all that type of stuff. Really quick, just not drawn out. It took me a couple of, maybe 3 minutes. And she was like, well, yeah, you're making a lot of sense, but all that. And then we just had a conversation afterwards, and that just kind of peered out. But her initial reaction is what I wanted to bring up, is that she wanted to protect me. And so there's sometimes that there's arguing that's happening. You're trying to change something in your life. You're trying to, add some value by doing an exercise plan, going to a gym, eating right, starting a business, going to a networking event. MLM, that's mid-level marketing. And you get criticized. And it's mostly for protection. And sometimes it's protection because the other person, other people are terrified that, they want the best for you deep down, subconsciously. They don't want you to go in and do all this work and it never pans out. And they want you to be good. But also on top of that, they're doing it selfishly too. Especially extroverts. If you have an extroverted friend and you're starting something that is not going to be extroverted, right? You're going to go to a networking event instead of going out to a bar. that's going to be a problem to them because they don't want to go to a networking event, most likely, which doesn't make sense because if they're extroverted, they should want to go to a networking event, talk to people, be extroverted. But most of the time they want to go out and socialize, be dumb socialize, like socialize with drinking. That doesn't add any value. Actually, it does negative value. And they're going to convince you not to do it, for their own gain. So they can have you around, and they ultimately need to convince themselves why they're not doing it. If you are starting to eat right and exercise and they are not, they have to convince themselves why that's a bad decision. So, yeah, I all the time with dieting or eating right, I need my carbs or I need my bread and pastas. I like to enjoy life, so I need to eat right. I need to eat garbage pretty much, but that's usually that's a quick go-to because food is such a hot topic with everyone. Everyone needs to love their food and all that type of stuff. I'm a good firm believer that if flavor is your first or only idea when it comes or part of the decision making on what you eat, that's bad. I'm not saying that food shouldn't taste good, but it shouldn't be your only reason why you're going to eat something. And that's an emotional charged thought. This tastes good, so I'm going to eat it, and not think about anything else. So, but again, if you're trying to be healthy, and someone doesn't want to because they don't want to do the hard work, overcoming the cravings for the initial beginning, they're going to convince you why it's not ideal, why it shouldn't be done. Just like anything else, you're trying to do start a business. That's dumb. That's silly. It's never gonna pan out. You can be working for 10 years doing that, or 20 years, and it never amounts to anything. Why do that? Again, they're convincing themselves. They're convinced that that's true. So they're trying to push that onto you and they're trying to protect you because their beliefs is that that's true. That's the right information. So how do you push against that? You gotta fight that every day, because that if you hear that enough, you're gonna ultimately think that's reality. That's the truth. That's the ultimate holy grail. Whatever it is, listen to me, listen to Gary Vee, listen to Ed Mylett, anyone. It doesn't matter. You gotta inject positivity like it's heroin. You gotta push it into your veins, baby. You gotta wear smiley face shirts. Smiling is a quick, easy activity that you can do. Spread love, spread positivity, spread happiness. You know how impactful it is to just a smile and say hi, good morning to someone? It takes zero talent to do that. But as you push out the positive energy, you start that immediately goes inward. Makes you more resilient to bullshit. Build your day, structure your day so it's easier to fight and combat all that bullshit, all the external forces. What I mean by that is I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Who wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning? A lot of people, not a lot of people. If I wake up at 4 in the morning, I have to go to sleep or I get sleepy early in the evening. So I go to bed early, which is going to prevent me from making bad decisions, being an idiot, going out. This morning is Sunday. I'm up doing this, working, where most people are maybe just getting to bed, unfortunately, or sleeping, passed out, maybe blacked out, drunk, all this, because it's the weekend. You gotta live a little. I'm working on myself. I wrote down my goals this morning. Wrote down my activities for the day. I'm doing some work. I'm gonna work out my body. I'm gonna educate my mind. I'm gonna do all this stuff. Right? So I have less opportunity to let the external forces come in, and if you absolutely 100% can't wake up early, because it's definitely something that I have to work on every morning. It's hard. It's difficult for sure. But you can do other things. You can fill your day up with activities where it forces that external forces out. I wear bracelets, so every single time I look down, it's a constant reminder what I got to do. I talked about this before. I have things just around me. Back to my original example, right? Every happy customer tells 2 out of 10. Every negative customer tells 8 out of 10. If I were to be going to a room of 100 people and start trying to talk about health, statistically speaking, especially in this country, 60% of that, 60 people in that room are going to probably have the same body type. Or actually, probably 90 of those people are going to have the same body type. 60 people are going to be projecting or talking the same, having the same mantra. So me in a corner, even if I was on a soapbox shouting about what nutrition and dieting and health, those 60 people, I'll be shouting, those 60 people could just be talking at normal levels, and those other 30 people that have doubt and they're on the fence of what to do and want to do great things and want to be healthy, they're not even if they're close to me, they're not even going to hear me. They're going to be hearing the 60 other people, so they're going to just follow along. They're going to just, hey, everyone else is saying it, everyone else is doing it, so it has to be true. And that is with everything. That's with fitness, health, money, business, real estate, whatever it may be, sales. I mean, don't tell customers the truth. They're going to say no then. If a customer says no, that means they're going to be prone to say no through the whole entire interaction. That's just fucking dumb. Humans are prone to say no. If you need help on sales, I mean, you got to really deep dive into some education. Chris Voss wrote he has a company and a book, Never Split the Difference. It's a really great book. If you're looking to improve or jack up your sales game, read that book. You get to know he was a hostage negotiator for terrorists, for the government. He literally would calm down terrorists and take back hostages. Amazing. So he created an entire company to train people how to negotiate. One of the tactics was get to know the quickest, because he knew that people are going to say no matter what. So you don't want to build up a yes game throughout the whole entire interaction, because no matter what, if they actually want to buy at the end of the sales interaction, they're going to just say no because we're drawn to say no. That was a game changer for me. That immediately I had a spike of production after I got that information. It's great. But again, it's education. So I'm talking about a lot of stuff, right? There's a lot of external forces. So there's a lot of information constantly being passed around that is it's never validated. It's never validated by the person that's actually communicating it. And I would this is your homework. Challenge. Don't be negative. Don't be condescending. Don't be an asshole. Just challenge by saying, hey, where did you get that information? If it's not from books, studying, research, personal experience, then you had to start deep diving and be like, okay, well, where did they get their? You heard from Joe Schmo. Where did Joe Schmo get that information? Joe Schmo got from this. What are they doing in their life? We're in a society where we're getting health and nutrition information from unhealthy people. We're getting financial advice from financially broke people. We're getting sales advice from sleazy, maybe they do kill in sales, but they're doing it unethically. Or there's not good salespeople. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And again, it's mostly people are because they're trying to validate that information is correct, because it's terrifying that if we think that we're operating a certain way, that way is not optimal. If I go through 20 years of my life doing things in a particular way, and then I have a 25-year-old, let's say I'm 40, so 20 years, I've been operating life a particular way, and a 25-year-old is more successful than me and is showing me a different way of doing it, that would be terrifying. Because deep down, I would say I just wasted 20 years where this person learned a different way in 5 years and became more successful than me. You can't think that way. You got to be open to all of it. Learn from anyone. I don't care what your age is. If you know something better than me, and if you can do something better than me, give it to me, because I know that knowledge is power, right? Speed. Give me everything. I'm very selfish with knowledge. Give it all to me. Give me your skills. I want to absorb it all. Embrace success. So wash out the external garbage. Embrace success, embrace positivity. Fill your news feeds on social media with positive thinkers, positive doers. Those affirmations, whatever it may be, whatever it gets your blood pumping, fire burning inside you, whatever gets you smiling, whatever gets you going. Fill your social media feeds with that. Fill your days with that. How do you do that? Like, look in the mirror, smile, go out. If you're feeling down, go for a walk. If you listened to my show yesterday, which I would strongly recommend, it was on adversity, which is something I'm going to be talking about a lot. I mentioned that I had a friend that passed. He took his own life, and the day of Christmas, I went for a walk. I have a bridge where I live, a bridge. So I just went there and looked out on the lake or the river, and then as I was walking back, I was getting a little emotional about thinking about stuff, and people just passing me, just smiling, good morning, how are you, instantly changed me, uplifted me. I was blown away with just how important that is and how simple it is. And just smiling back, good morning. Merry Christmas, or whatever your beliefs are, whatever it is. How simple it was, how easy it just lifted me up. So push out the positivity. You gotta outweigh the external forces yourself. Gotta outweigh it. And you gotta outweigh it somehow. You either push it out. You have to do multiple things. You have to have a ton of activity to push against it. You can do the bracelet thing. You can wear the apparel, the affirmations, read. You can have an office at home and just have nothing but post-it notes of, positive thoughts and stuff like that. Exercise. Fill your day with activities that doesn't allow shitty activities in. Doesn't allow you to hang out with negative Nancys and people that don't want great things in their life. They may say they want great things, but their actions clearly do not show that. They say one thing, but it's like, hey, I'm doing freaking shots and I'm doing drugs and all this other dumb shit. Stupid. It's a waste. It's a waste of life. We only live once. And it's dumb to blow it on those dumb things. When we're human beings, we have so much potential. We can do so many great things. So we got to do it. Spider-Man once said to Tony Stark, if you have the ability to stop the bad things and the bad things happen and you don't do anything, they're happening because of you. We're all superheroes. We all have superpowers. That's a smile. It's being happy. We have a choice to make. There's a lot of bad things happening. Again, I'm starting Indestructible Me because I feel like people need, this is what I needed. So this is why I'm starting it. People need a ton of happiness or a ton of positivity around them. This was the difficult thing for me. This is why I actually fell back. I got really healthy. I fell back and went reverse for a bit, and now I'm going back on it, and I could have done this years ago. And again, the main problem or issue is that there's so much things pushing against you. It is hard to do anything for you because the noise out there is so much. It's so loud. You got to do so many things to outweigh that noise. I've been mentioning a ton of things, to do. So learn, deep dive into education, read books, listen to audiobooks, podcasts, things of that nature. Stop the TV. And again, fill your day up with a ton of activity, positive activity, where it starts pushing out and drawing out all that noise. And then you start working on you, and then you'll start to grow. And then you will absolutely love that. I guarantee it. I think that's a Men's Warehouse statement. Sorry, if that just probably dated me. But I'm serious. Once you start seeing improvement in your life, once you start seeing growth in your life, you're gonna just absolutely fall in love immediately, and you're just gonna embrace it. And what I will suggest is when that starts happening, become more obsessed and deep dive deeper into it. Do not Give yourself a cheat day, or fall back on old tendencies, because then you're going to erase all the hard work, and then you're possibly going to go even negative and have to work back and all that type of stuff. So don't worry, be happy. You're a superhero. If you don't know, you have superpowers. You're a human. Your capability in this life is so much. Don't restrict yourself. Yeah, whatever is up here, you can do. Accomplish your dreams. If you don't have the skills, if you don't have the talents currently to do so, you can learn them. You can absolutely learn them. That's your superpower. Education. That's why I love reading books. I listen to books because I can multitask and I have ADHD, so reading a book is extremely difficult for me. But the ability, you can learn a new skill every single month, pretty much. Get an Audible subscription. You can literally listen to, just get if you want to learn one particular task, just get a ton of books on that task and just do nothing but listen to that. And then boom, you have a new skill, a new thing to put on your resume. You're unhappy about your job. Well, congratulations. You can get a new job within a month or two of just devoting some time, listening to some audio, maybe doing some practice, self-practice in an office, or sitting on your couch with your phone and maybe a laptop or an iPad. There's no reason why you can't role play with a phone, or someone else that actually wants you to win or succeed and wants to support you. That's a superpower, and that's so uplifting to me. Every time I add more knowledge and skills, it makes me feel indestructible. It makes me feel like I have a literally superpower in me, because I'm just adding on new skills, new talents, new abilities, especially coming from someone that had zero. It's remarkable on how far I've came compared to what I was when I was an adolescent or early adult. Just show up every day, work every day, fill your day with positive activity. Doesn't have to be with me, but I hope it is. And I hope I can, get you where you need to go. I know I can if you just give me a chance and listen to me. So follow and subscribe so you never pass up. If you never, so you can never, nah, that's wrong. Follow and subscribe to me so you can always stay updated. So you never miss out on any of my stuff. And give me feedback. I always enjoy it. I want to hear from you. I hope this helps. I hope you're great today. I hope you spread some happiness and joy. I hope you have a great Sunday. I hope you work on yourself so you can be indestructible. Have a great day, everyone. Be great.